Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Josh, for those of you who don't know who I am, and I'm part of the Good Brothers Trading Academy. And today we're breaking down ticker AMD. I want to show you the critical levels. I'm going to show you where we are bearish if the trade continues down, and I'm going to show you when the bulls start to take over the stock. Okay, first and foremost, we're going to break down the monthly time frame. We want to check it out. So we like to get the bird's eye view. I start many times with the weekly time frame. I like looking at the monthly, especially when we're about halfway through the month. It makes sense because halfway through any time period, the 5-minute, the 1-minute, 15-minute, in many cases, that's when we start to get a reversal is right around that halfway mark, and it's no different on the bigger time frame. So right now we have a monthly reversal, and not only do we have a monthly reversal, but we have already pushed up for the last 2 weeks, and now we're getting rejected unless we start. So here's the top of the range of the candle that's in control of the stock, and unfortunately we are more than 50% down the candle. So that means that the bears are currently winning. Price is here, 50% is about here, so the bears are in control of the stock. Now, something I noticed on the weekly time frame is the indecision bar. And now I have a lesson completely on this high wave candle, depending on what you want to call it, but it's an indecision bar in my opinion. So the stock price is in the middle, we're pushing up, and there's certain critical levels, especially on the indecision bar, that make this very important. If you haven't seen the lesson on the indecision bar, I will leave it in the comments below. Speaking of the comments, leave me a comment. Brad, I'd like to thank you. You're the one that pointed this stock out. Now we're breaking it down for you. And anybody else that would like us to break down stocks, give you a quick lesson, I would love to do so. But give me a thumbs up. We're brand new to YouTube. And subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you can be notified every single time we come out with brand new content just like this. So let's break this part down. We go, okay, I'm looking at the indecision bar. We do have this original candle right here that's in control of the stock, and it's remained in control of the stock right here. But what I start finding to be very important, and we have this nice recapture as it tried to break down. Now we push back up into the range. So we have a range to the candle, or to this area. Now, one thing we want to look at is we have a 50% range right here, and we are currently above. But what we also have is we have this indecision bar. And what that tells me is there are buyers trapped at the top here, and there are sellers trapped in the bottom. So I want to find out what the 50% level is on the indecision bar. That's what I'm mostly that's what I care about. Now this level is critical too, because that's kind of where the highs are at. And so if we can figure out where this is at on a lower time frame, figure out where we're bouncing at, then that may help us as well. So let's continue to break it down and just kind of realize and see what's going on. Let's get our Fibonacci tool out. Let me know if you guys use Fibonacci or if you think it's a joke. There's a lot of people that don't like Fibonacci's, don't believe in it. I happen to like them just for the simple fact is there's a lot of people using them, and when there's a lot of people using the same tools, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy in the market, okay? I always make my 50% levels pink. Okay? Not sure why, but that's my thing. Okay, so let's get rid of the Fibonacci tool. So you guys should be doing this too. When you get something like this in the middle of a candle, figure out where the 50% levels are. Figure out where the 618 and the 38.2. Let's erase this so it's not confusing. And we also have something here. Now, we're gonna mark those as red. I'm not saying these are the end all be all. I just want to kind of know the range of this particular candle as I break it down. I want to see if it coincides with some of these other time frames. Where'd our top go? Oh, it's there. Okay, so this is the top. We'll make this red. Make this one red. Now we have the range of the candles, okay, of the ones that are in control. But I am more. What I want to do is I want to see where sellers and buyers come into the market. Okay, so and it definitely looks like this would be part of it. But I'm going to make this this right here, I'm going to make it a zone. Let's figure out how we want to do this. Okay, we know that down in this level, there is something happening. We find buyers every single time it comes down here. And if we look at the daily chart, what do we notice? We have ourselves a flag being put in, move up, a consolidation sideways, and then maybe a liftoff, right? Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that. Make sure that we are under the impression that this could be still very bullish, even though we are underneath certain levels, just by what the daily chart's doing. And so I always say that the smaller time frames are going to show us the patterns and the reversals before the bigger time frames will, right? And so we want to pay attention to that and keep an eye on that. Okay, so what we're looking at is I want to see where the struggles are at. That's the main thing. That's what's important. I want to start breaking down the chart and figure out where there are sellers and where there are buyers in the market. Okay, so I'm going to drop this zone down a little bit further. The reason why is I see these indecision bars. We see these lows being put in. We see these bounces. So I'm going to make this. We see the struggle right here. I'm going to make this a clear zone for us. Let's make this gray. This is just a normal buy zone. And then this is our 50%, and this was our top, okay? And so now we're going to kind of move around our top. We just want to know, I just want to know where it's at on the chart. It's not really anything too significant. I mean, the zone is significant itself, but I want to see, I'm going to make some small adjustments. So we're going to take it down to here. We're going to grab this area, and we're going to leave the bottom pink because we want to make sure that we understand that this is the 50% on that indecision bar. Okay, and then we're going to grab this and we go, okay, this is the bottom of the, not the indecision bar, but the top would be the right here, but the bullish candle, right? And so now we just want to go, okay, I'm going to grab this area right here, and I'm going to say that this is another zone down here. And that makes sense to me. And so I'm going to turn this a different color too. Let's paint it. So at least now I'm kind of breaking down the charts. I'm having an idea of where we're at, what's going on. We are going to be bullish above 86 bucks, 87 bucks, and we are bearish underneath. So this could easily still. Now, one thing I wanted to point out is on the 27th or the 27th, we have earnings for this. So Brad, if you're looking at trading the stock and you're going to be in it and you're holding it, you're going to not want to be in over the 27th of October. This thing could go a big whip up or a big wick down, okay, or a big whip. So either way, depending on how they're doing, most of these companies seem to be doing okay, being a competitor or kind of the NVIDIA's the leading stock in this scenario, leading company, but they're tagging along and doing well, it seems like, as well. So let's go to a 3-hour chart. We see that we get tops and we get the bottoms keep being put in here. Okay, so we're going from this zone to this zone, this zone to this zone. But we did get a couple really shallow, small days in here, and we can see that on the daily chart. So just keeping an eye on the indecision bars themselves right here. The 3-hour time frame is still telling us which direction we have. So we have this pulse going up, we have this consolidation going sideways. So we'll either break down or we're going to break out of this thing. And again, we're bullish above 85 bucks to 80, roughly 87. This is the area I'd be watching. I'd want to start seeing it make higher highs. I'd want to start seeing some maybe like a push up like this, a consolidation, maybe a breakout, come back, continue, something like that to continue to the highs. And here's the other sell zone right here. So let's mark in another sell zone. They're definitely going to have sellers here, and it dropped hard. And then we have something right here too. I'd keep an eye on this. Now, when they reach to here, I'm not telling you just to buy it. I'm just telling you you need to be paying attention to how the candles are acting around these areas. But this gives us an idea of how the chart's broken down. This gives us an idea. This is going to be something, but I would just make sure you have some kind of other. Let's see. Let's do like yellow or something right here. This just reminds me or kind of shows me that there's something else there that I need to be paying attention to. Now, if it starts breaking above the 50%, and especially if we're on news, I don't think we'll get stopped there. I don't. That's not going to be a huge thing. The rejection, once we get past this, it kind of that's overreacting and stuff like this. This is where the real sellers are at. Once it gets past here, I think we'll find buyers up to this next zone in the $90. So I wouldn't be too critical, like too crazy about that. But what I'd be watching for is like a 5-minute pattern being built, maybe a 10-minute pattern being built. I wouldn't get scared out of the trade at this point. I would just let it kind of consolidate here at the top of 88.50, and then expect the move to the next zone. I'd hold on to it. But that's pretty much here's the breakdown. So we will continue looking at AMD, and if I see something critical, I'll point it out. I'll show you. But we want to keep an eye on the earnings. Give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it, and then also share it and leave a comment. Okay, so let me know if you have anything else that you want us to break down, and I will see you in the next video.